Baty and Vientos, the Mets have two young third basemen they seem to like. What advice would you have for them about third base or the majors or New York or anything?
It would have nothing to do with baseball or third base or the actual game. It's more so, I think the biggest thing that I could offer them is work ethic, preparation, being a good teammate, even though they're young and somewhat unestablished. You can lead by example. You can be one of the first ones here. You can, show that you want it on the field by the way you work. Managing your time in New York, you're going to be pulled in a bunch of different directions, and understanding that, the goal here is to obviously win, but to become the best baseball player you can be, not, when it's easy to get pulled in these different directions and not necessarily make bad decisions, but forget that the reason you're here is to win baseball games. I think those are some of the things that I could not necessarily help them with, but if they had, questions about, I learned so much my first spring training. I was 18 years old. Mike Piazza on a backfield at 7:30 in the morning working on a stone. This guy's obviously one of the best to ever do it, but that always stuck with me. The WBC with Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter getting there and immediately heading to the cage to do his routine and the preparation for a meaningless. This was to prepare for the WBC. We were playing, some team on the west coast of Florida to get ready for the WBC, but to see him get there early, go through his pregame routine, and to watch him, continue to work at his craft, even though he was going to be one of the best to ever do it, was eye-opening for me. So those are the types of things that I think that I can bring to the table for some of these younger players, especially the third baseman, is, how to prepare for kind of the spotlight, the stage that is New York, but also, making good, beneficial decisions that will help your career, managing time, and just trying to go out there, be a good leader and a good teammate.
Do you think advice like that hits different coming from a guy like you?
You'd have to ask them that. It might go in one ear out the other, and that's fine too. They're doing a pretty good job of it. But, I think that, going over like X's and O's of baseball and working with them in infield, they got, Lindor to their left. They got, the batting champ a little further over to the left. They got, they got plenty of guys to go out there and, help them hone their craft on the baseball field. They don't need another set of eyes for that. What they need, is obviously learning to deal with failure. I think that's one of the biggest things also. Is you talk about a lot of these top prospects. They've never dealt with much failure, and sometimes you do that in the big leagues, and that can be eye-opening and counterproductive to the rest of their careers if they don't know how to handle failure early.
Do you have any impressions of them so far?
I like both. They're both fairly soft-spoken. From what I understand, I'm not sure if this is true or not, or somebody's trying to make me feel good, but Vientos wore 5 at some point in South Florida. My next question to Baty is why he didn't wear 5 in Texas. So, obviously if I have a favorite child, Vientos, just because he wore my number as a kid. But no, they both seem like really good dudes. I got a chance to work with them a little bit. I'm not sure if it was last year or the year before, over on the minor league side, and I was very impressed with both of their work ethics and work ethic and their questions that they had for me at such a young age. I mean, very thoughtful questions, from a couple minor league guys, when we were out there just kicking around at third base for a little bit.